Hey, how's it going? So, we've finished coloring all the pieces, and now I just quickly made a folder and I've added all of them and sorted them out into a folder based on like what type of part it is, and that'll make sense in a second. So now that I've done that, I'm going to come into my animation program and we're going to make new project. It's going to ask me to pick a folder. I'm going to go to, where is it? The one that we just did. And then now that I've done this, I have all of the folders here, so it's just organized, and all of the parts. So now that that's here, I'm just gonna, ooh, that's super zoomed in. I got the initial thing here, and so now I can come and slowly recreate him in each individual part. And this just this one over here on the left is just for reference, but create each individual part and slowly get to animating him. So I will be back in a bit once I finished adding all of these in. Okay, back. Everything got everything pretty much synced up, lined up. I got all of the parts assigned. The Z orientation is kind of weird still, or the Z order's still kind of weird, but for the most part, it's all good. Uh, I don't know why. So that. So there's just a thing. So I don't want this moving right there. So yeah, we're gonna need to have something. I'd probably just make like a simple grayish blob to go back behind there, so that way when the arm moves, it's kind of hidden. Like there's actual like something there. There's no like normally I have something coming out just far enough I've drawn out, but I did this pretty quickly because I wasn't really paying attention. But for here, you can kind of see that's not as big of an issue. And I'm okay with this bending like that with like on the shoulder, like right there, but I don't know. Maybe I should let that stay. And I also forgot to set these up to where these are the centers. So that way I can freely rotate it as I'm moving things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll have to figure this out later. But now that I have all this set up, I could, if I wanted to, since I have it in idle, I'm just gonna set it here, and then just gonna be a looping thing. I'm gonna go to my go to the 400th frame, just kind of the middle. I'm gonna take this. Gotta make sure that I set the center. Which one is this? I should have labeled these. 'Cause I have three of them for some reason, and I don't know why. And they're also super oversized. Yeah, I should have did this before I came back, but here. So here we have the chest. We're going to increase the size just a little bit to simulate that it's breathing. We're going to take this, go out just a little bit, take this, go out just a little bit, and then so now that's breathing, just a simulated breathing. It might be a little bit too big, exaggerated movement. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Still, this should be going up. There we go. And the head's going to tilt back just slightly. So, yep, simple idle animation. That's it. And so then from here, I'll end up making like a walk cycle. Walk cycle will take too long to make, but yeah, that's it. After I've made this, I will easily export it. Not keyframes only, images 30. So I want strip, and I want it to be 5. So it'll be 5 by 6. And make a new folder. Call this sheets. And then be Martin underscore idle. And then I like to do it's gonna be 30 frames. It's 5 by 6. So that way it's easier for me to reference later. And then that's that's it. I'll come back right 1 second once we're in Pixel Game Maker. All right, we're back. So we're back in Pixel Game Maker. We're gonna go to our animations, not resources, and we're going to go. We're gonna make a new folder. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a new folder. We're just gonna call this NPCs. NPCs. And then in here, we're gonna add another folder and we're gonna name this one Martin. And then from there, we're going to go to the sprite we just made. And we're going to upload the sheet. And of course, it's huge right now, but we're going to edit that later. And then now because of the naming convention I did, I know it's 5 by 6, so the horizontal, I'm gonna change it to 5 by 6, and there's like you can slightly see there's a blue line here that separates them and out into what they actually need. So now we're going to go to animations, and again we're going to make a new folder, change this to NPCs, and another subfolder, change this to Martin. Then here we're going to add an animation, change the name to Martin, because labeling is important. There we go. That's our idle. Yeah, sure, whatever. And then we're just going to change this motion name to idle. Direction, space left. And then from here, straight out the bat, I'm going to adjust everything. So I want, where is it? I need to select here. So I want the center to be the floor. Of where it changes. And then I think we're gonna offset. Well, we're not gonna do that yet. And then we're gonna adjust the hitboxes later, but first we need to change the size. So the scale, I think it needs to be 18% of what it currently is. And then we're gonna click this again, upper left, and then floor. Hopefully that's right. I think that's, I should have maybe scaled this before. Yeah, so let me click out and click back in, see if that resets it. No, it's still, yeah, this is always the difficult part because it doesn't really, really does not like you to adjust the size like, or the position like this. Wow, after the fact, because it really bogs down the game. Yeah, really not liking this. Just a few more. There. So that's there. Uh, this center line, of course it would do that. Let's go. Let's start over. I'm not a professional. I just fumble my way through this most of the time. So let's adjust the center first, because this is what determines before we adjust the size. The center is what determines where his collision is detected for like portals and doors and stuff like that. Let's do 100. No, it's not even. It's, how much is that? Is that going down? Yeah, let's go down to maybe 900. Let's see where that goes. No, it needs to go down a lot more. Let's go 1500. No, that's too much. How about 1300? Okay, I can work with that. We'll put it right there at the top, at the end of his shoe. So then now that that's there, uh, this needs to, we're going to change the scale again to 18. Okay, and then click here, change it to just do center, maybe floor. Yeah. What do I have it for Remy? I have it for center, so make it center. This, bring it up if it lets me. It's really not liking me try to move this. Let's make this negative like 200. 600. That's Okay, that's good enough for center. This video is probably gonna be a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but all right. So that's that. Now the wall detection. I don't really want it. So that's fine. Collision detection, that's fine. And then now here, the fun part. So I'm going to hold, I'm pretty sure to hold Alt, and I click each individual image. Because it's so large, I should have scaled this down before I started editing it. Because it's taking a while to load it in, and then it's going to resize it automatically to what I had set. So it's going to take a bit of time. And so I'm just scaling these down, or adding each one, holding Alt and clicking on it, just adds the next image in the sheet to my frames. And there's not too many more to go. Once I'm done with this, it should have a simple animation that I don't know if I set to loop it, but yeah, just a lesson learned that going forward, I need to make sure that I am drawing and coloring in a reasonable size. Because yeah, like at school, I got all this detail and stuff, but it's kind of lost once I actually had to resize it to the correct thing, and I probably should have resized it when I exported instead of resizing it in the engine. But that's this. And now if I go here, I gotta make sure it's infinite loop. And if we just hide this, play it. Yep, that's that. And then we're going to one final step, click this bottom one, hold shift, click this top one, and we're going to add one extra frame to everything. Kind of slow it down. So it's like a nice steady breathe. And that's that's pretty much it. Start to finish, creating a character, animating them, and adding them into the game. See you guys.